Welcome to Nona's Here. I'm Nona. Today, I am joining in the Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice Challenge. I've made 2 crafting projects and I want to show you what I've been working on. So let's get over to my craft table. DIY number 1. I got all my supplies at the Dollar Tree. So I picked up this real pretty large pumpkin sign and I'm going to use the back. And I'm going to paint it with this acrylic slate blue paint. And I'm going to use this real pretty ribbon that has orange, green, and blue pumpkins on it. And some accompanying complementary ribbon that is thinner. And then these mini pumpkins that are velvet in exactly the same colors, orange, blue, and green. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and I have some window clings. There's 11 pieces in one set, and I'm going to use one of those. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the back of the pumpkin sign with that slate blue paint. I think I gave it 2 good coats. And then I am going to take one of the window clings and put it in the middle. Mod Podge it down. It did stick just fine. So there we go. Everything was going fine. Used one of my sponge brushes. Then I set up my pumpkins how I wanted them to be, my velvet pumpkins, and then I started to glue them down. I used both my hot glue gun in the middle of the pumpkin, then I put E6000 around the hot glue, not touching. I wasn't sure how velvet was going to stick to the wood, but it did stick just fine. I did these about a week ago and they're still sticking just fine. So I glued them down. I always set up my project before I glue them down, so I knew how I wanted my pumpkins to be. Some of them straight up and down and some of them tilted, so they look like stacks of pumpkins. Some of them in sets of 3, some of them in 2. So when I got that all done, my window cling had kind of faded, so I had some Sharpie pens in gold and brown and silver. So I went over the window cling using my Sharpie pens and brightened up the window cling so that now it was much brighter and visible. And I'll show that to you in just a minute. After I got all my pumpkins glued down to my wooden sign. All right, see how the Welcome Autumn really now jumps out at it using those Sharpie pens. Then I made a big bow using that wide ribbon with the orange, green, and blue pumpkins that matched the velvet pumpkins exactly the same. And tack that onto the top, and then there's my big ribbon, and then I made a hanger which I attached to the back using the smaller, thinner ribbon and set it in a stand. Well, I hope you're enjoying my video so far, and if you are, I'd appreciate it if you would hit that thumbs up like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to Nona's Here yet, you can hit that red subscribe button. It's free. And don't forget to hit the bell next to it so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Also, if you'd like, you can comment down below. I love reading your comments. And if you have any friends or family that like to craft, you can share this video simply by hitting that share button, which will copy the link to the video, and then you can share it via text, email, or any social media. Also, I want to be sure and thank our host for today's open invite of Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, Katie from Lady Red Crafting, and our guest host, Stephanie from Mama Can Make It. I'll be sure and link all of their channels down below in the description box. You'll want to be sure and check out their channels, and they will have the main playlist of all the creators who are joining in today. They'll have lots of ideas about pumpkin spice and everything nice. All right, let's get back to my craft table so I can show you the other craft that I have been working on. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon at Nona's Here. DIY number 2. Okay, on this one I also got all my supplies from Dollar Tree, and I had a little bit of change of heart midway through. So I got this sign. On the front is pumpkin pie recipe, but I'm going to use the back. So I started out painting it with this acrylic slate blue using this ribbon, and I got this yard sign with the beautiful white pumpkin on it and these orange poster letters. And now I'm showing you some sand blocks that I'm going to use in just a minute. And so I painted the sign with this blue, but it was not doing it for me. So I sanded it down the blue as much as I could and wiped it off. And now I'm going to use this green, heather green acrylic paint and paint over the blue, because the blue just was not doing it for me for what I wanted to do with this sign. So I gave 1 or 2 coats of the green, and then I took the garden stake sign and broke off the stake part, and I used the orange poster letters, and I glued the pumpkin down using both my hot glue gun and the acrylic and the E6000 glue. I laid the pumpkin down to see where it was going to touch the sign and glued part of it with the hot glue and then the other part with the E6000. And you have to be careful because it is aluminum and it gets real hot using that hot glue gun. Then I used Elmer's glue, school glue, and I took that pretty ribbon and I glued the ribbon down along the edges of the sign. And I had taken the poster sign, the poster letters, those orange poster letters, and pasted them on to say hello pumpkin, hello at the top, and pumpkin at the bottom of the white pumpkin. And now I'm going to Mod Podge over them. But from now on, I'm not going to do that because the Mod Podge causes like a different sheen on the sign. From now on, I'm going to use my school glue and glue those letters down. That works better. That way I don't have to Mod Podge. So now I have the ribbon on the top and the bottom edges, and then I took the ribbon and made a little hanger on the back, glued it on the back. Actually, I had to go back and use some E6000 to make that little hanger hold real well. And then my sign is done. And it says hello at the top, and pumpkin is kind of squeezed together at the bottom. See how that Mod Podge makes like a cloud around the letters? I don't like that. So I want to thank again our host for Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice open invite, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and Katie from Lady Red Crafting, and our guest host Stephanie from Mama Can Make It. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon at Nona's Here. Bye!